Hi, I'm Stuart. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Thanks for viewing my video. This video I'm going to do two tags. I got the idea of doing more than one tag in a video by watching a video by Maeve at Maeve_ever_books. She did 3 tags in a book. And I got the idea of doing these two particular tags that I'm going to do after watching a video by Gavin at genrebooks23. The first tag I'm going to do is the New Year, New Me book tag. I was tagged in videos by Kelly at Books I'm Not Reading and Pat at Book Chat with Pat 8668. I also watched a video by Jen at Literally Love 123 where she asked to be tagged by anyone who did this tag. The first tag I'm going to do. I'm going to repeat what Kelly said to properly credit the creator of this tag. Hello Booktube. I thought this tag created by Kevin Towle Reads, the Kevin Towle 9665, was super fun and thought I'd give it a go. You can see Kevin's original video here, and I'll try to remember to put the link to his video in the description of my video. I'd love to hear your answers to these questions, so feel free to share them in the comments section or do the tag yourself. As always, if you don't feel comfortable leaving a comment, you can leave an emoji or give this video a thumbs up. There are 9 prompts in this tag. The first prompt is fears. What is one book from your 2025 reading goals that scares you? One book that scares me that I want to read is The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. And the reason it scares me is that in the United States right now, I think there are more than a few people who would want what that book talks about to become true, and that's why it scares me. The second prompt is patience. What is the one book on your 2025 reading goals you want to start immediately? I don't have too many reading goals, but a couple of books, and I know it only asks for one, I'm going to say 2. Keep saying I want to read Bunny by Mona Awad and Bride by Ellie Hazelwood. I have both of those books. I've had them for a little while. Bride since early last year and Bunny from even before that. So I don't know why I keep saying I want to read books and don't want to do it, because I can read whatever books I want. But those are 2 books. Third prompt is growth. What book last year pushed you to reflect on or grow as a reader? Maybe to mention Margaret Atwood again. I was kind of scared of Margaret Atwood books, and as I said in the previous prompt, I'm still kind of scared of The Handmaid's Tale. But as part of the I'm with the Band book club, I read Oryx and Crake by her, and although it has dealt with some really difficult topics, I did enjoy the book, and I was able to get through it. So, and I don't want to make that sound like I pushed my way through it. I didn't. It only fell a little short of a 5-star book for me. The fourth prompt is new paths. What is one author you plan to try for the first time in 2025? One author I'm going to read for the first time, and I really need to start very soon, is Toni Morrison. Her book Beloved is the January book for the On With the Band book club, moderated by MJ. And I've never read her before, so that's an author I'm going to start for the first time. As I said, very soon, because it's now the 21st as I record this, and I only have to the end of the month if I want to be able to read the whole book and do a review by the time frame that is established. The fifth prompt is self-care. What is one book in our series you revisit for comforts? There actually aren't any. I don't really read too many books that give me comfort. I've read a few books multiple times. I read Dracula 3 times. I read War of the Worlds 3 times. I read The Island of Dr. Moreau twice. I'm currently reading many stories of H.P. Lovecraft for the 4th time, but I wouldn't say any of those give me comfort. And I'm probably not going to read any of them again, so I can't think of any book that I reread for comfort. My general view about rereading is that every book I reread is a new one I can't read. I do get why people do that. You can get a more deeper understanding, a richer understanding of the book, but I don't reread very much, and none I can think of were for comfort. 6th prompt is Forging Ahead. What's your favorite debut book or first book in a series you read last year? As far as debut book, I'm going to cheat a little bit because I started reading the book early this year, but I'm not sure any other book I read. I'm not sure there's any book I read in 2024 that was actually from a debut author. For that book, I'm going to say The Light Eaters, How the Unseen World of Plant Intelligence Offers a New Understanding of Life on Earth by Zoe Schlanger. It's a debut work. And as far as first book in a series, my favorite first book in a series, for that I'm going to say Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. There's one other book I read that I think I'm going to end up liking the series more, but I liked Fourth Wing better than the debut of that series. So Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. The 7th prompt is goals. Do you have a specific reading goal or challenge for the year ahead? My main goal is to read 75 books. That's the main goal. I guess the other goal is to try to read the books for the book clubs I'm in within the time frame that is provided. I missed a couple toward the end of last year, so I'm going to try to do that. Even within that, I'm allowing myself to put books aside or even DNF them. I guess a big goal this year is I'm going to mostly do mood reading. That's my big goal. I determined that goals don't really work for me. TBRs don't really work for me. The 8th prompt is Breaking Walls. Bonus. Do you have another book-related goal for 2025 you wish to share? I do want to read a lot more of the books that I own, not buy as many new books. That is a goal because I have a lot of, especially physical books, because I've done a couple of on hauls, and a lot of them were books I never read. I don't want to do that again. So that's a goal, to read a fair amount of physical books that I already own. And because most of those books, when I'm done, I donate them to the library, so frees up space for me, and I don't really have space for any more books. I have too many books for the space I have. The 9th prompt is Teamwork. Tag others. I'm going to wait till the second tag I'm going to do, and then I'm just going to do a tag list after that. The second tag is the New Year, Same Old Me book tag for 2025. I was tagged in a video by Pat at Book Chat with Pat 8668. I'm going to repeat what Pat said to properly credit the creators of this tag. The New Year, Same Old book tag for 2025. This is an original tag created by my friend James at Quaint and Curious Volumes at James Rucala. It's based on an original tag created by my friend Kevin at Kevin Towle 9665. Here's Kevin's video on this original tag, and here's James' video on this revision, on his revision of Kevin's tag. And I'll try to remember to put links to their videos in my description for this video. There are 9 prompts in this tag. The first is regrets. What is one book from 2020? What's one book from your 2024 reading goals that What is one book from your 2024 reading goals that you regret reading or that haunts you? It doesn't haunt me, and I don't truly regret reading, but as I've talked about in several previous videos, the only book that really truly greatly disappointed me was Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. So that's the best answer I can provide for this prompt. But it doesn't haunt me. The second prompt is Penitence. What is one book on your 2020 Penitence. What is one book on your 2024 reading goals that you feel guilty for not reading? Not really a specific book, but several books, I guess. I had a goal for reading 8 physical books for AAPI Heritage Month, Asian American Pacific Islander Native Hawaiian Heritage Month, which is May. And of those, I think I read maybe 3 in that month and part of one, or it might have been 2 and part of one. I didn't come close to the 8. In retrospect, the 8 was very ambitious for me, and that was one of the primary reasons I realized TBRs don't work for me. And I've moved away from doing TBRs, short or long term. They just don't work for me. The third prompt is the albatross. Are there any books you had in your 2024 TBR that you're glad to say you won't read in 2025? It wasn't on my TBR, but I read it, and that was Normal People by Sally Rooney. Book just didn't work for me, so I guess I'm glad that it's not my 2025 reading. I won't be reading it in 2025. The fourth prompt is pruning. Have any 2024 books led you to reconsider any long-term reading projects? It's not one specific book, but my efforts to read 4 books to meet the Storathon requirements. That's books from certain periods in each quarter. I read the first 2, a little bit about the third, a little bit of the third, none of the fourth, and what that led me to reconsider is just kind of, I guess, related to TBRs. I can't kind of adhere to such requirements. I have decided in discussion with Justin at Towle Reads that I am going to read 4 history books in 2025, but they're not necessarily going to be within the quarter, and they're not necessarily going to comply with time requirements. So I guess that particular readathon and my failure to complete it led me to recognize ways I'm going to do things. And if I do readathons, I'm going to do the requirements pretty loosely. Basically, my plans for that are going to read 4 history books in 2025 at some time in the year. The fifth prompt is lying fallow. What is one author or genre that you're taking a break from in 2025? After my experience with Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer, it's unlikely I'll read any of her books in 2025. I do, however, have one very short book from her, and I am going to read it at some point, but I have no specific plans to read it in 2025. The sixth prompt is a scapegoat. Are there any formerly favorite authors that you're not going to read in 2025? Actually, there isn't anyone. As a matter of fact, there is the opposite. There's an author, Yasmin Galenorn, writes dark fantasy, that I read several dozen books from, but I haven't read in several years. I actually like to get back reading some of her books. I'm not sure I'll do it in 2025, but I might. But there's none I'm specifically saying that I'm not going to read in 2025. Oh, and I didn't see for Lying Fallow. It also asked, which is the fifth prompt, it also asked, is there any genre you're going to take a book? Is there any genre you're going to take a book from in 2025? And no, there's not. The seventh prompt is stay the course. Is there a series that you started last year that you might complete this year? I did start the Emily Wilde series last year by Heather Fawcett, and I didn't read the second book yet. The third one is coming out early this year, I believe. It's possible I'll read the second and third books this year. And if we count duologies, Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, I read the first. I may read the second this year. All those books I do want to read at some point. No specific plans, but it's possible that I'll complete them this year. The eighth is Breaking Walls. Bonus. Do you have a non-book related goal for 2025 you wish to share? Well, one thing I really need to do is I need to get back decluttering. Back late in 2021, I started doing the KonMari method, which is the method of Marie Kondo. You might recognize that a prime tenet of that is get rid of stuff that doesn't spark joy for you. And I made a lot of progress, but I've really tailed pretty much to nothing. And I want to get back doing that decluttering. I'm doing pretty good not bringing in so much stuff, but there's still a fair amount of stuff that I need to get rid of. And just a matter of doing it steadily. It's not a matter I have to knock myself out till I'm done, but just doing it steadily. So that's probably the main one that I'd really like to get back doing in 2025 that I got away from. The 9th prompt is teamwork, tag others. Anyone who's watching this video, consider yourself tagged if you like to do this. One or more of the prompts in a video or one or more of the prompts in the comments. That's of either tag that I said that you want. I'm just doing this one set, but it applies to both the tags I did. But I am going to tag some specific people. I'm going to tag Nigel at Reading Ideas -UZ9SK, Janet at Squid and Dragons -LH3ZM, Nix at Nix Reads, Smitty at Book Smitten, Suetsu's Book Banter, Kayla V at Reading with Kayla V, Justin at Trumpful Reads, Melena at Melena Milano, 8833, Fred at Read by Fred, Flossie at the Grape Jelly Library, Maeve at Maeve_ever_books, I at I Lie with 2 I's, Cliff at Cliff Stark Gems, and these last 4 are just for the second tag because they did the first tag. Nicole at Nicole's Bookish Nook, Kelly at Books I'm Not Reading, Jen at Literary Love 123, Renee at Beyond Books -WT5II. Again, it's only if you want to do the tag, no expectations if it's not something you think you'd enjoy. But if you do, I'd be interested in reading your answers or viewing your answers depending on how you do it. Hope you're having a wonderful reading week, and I hope you're having a wonderful week in general. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, please subscribe, please hit the bell to get notified when I upload future videos.